Mic check, mic check, mic check. Turn up the treble, turn up the treble. Turn up the treble. I think that's what I need to do. Let me know if it's too deep. No homo. Turn up the treble. There it is. There it is. Let me sniff my nose. What's up, Earn It? In the house. Hosen. Saying win X1. Tree City West. Said send some nodes. What up, Tekken? What up, Shorty? 2010. Hey, bruh. What are your thoughts about the upcoming quantum computer FUD? And how can X1 be resistant to this technology? What if I told you? What if I told you X1 is a quantum portal? What if I say nothing is resistant to quantum? Because it's quantum. How can you be? You can't be resistant to quantum. Quantum is a whole different position of existence. It's like an unexplainable position that you can only explain once you're in position. So yeah, quantum talk is pretty complex, but you can definitely think of it as like things will change. So, you know, if things aren't quantum resistance, they probably gonna change. And that's all by design. Yo, big ups Tekken. Damn, just dropped a 5-pack. Scoop it now. He showed some love. And yeah, smash the like button. Your mic is kind of low. Damn, dude, you give me 5 subs to tell me the mic is low? Just kidding. Just kidding. It actually might be my limiter. Hold on. Let me see if we can make the mic better for June. Where the filters at, bruh? Where the filters at? Filters. Yeah, I got like a limiter. Oopsies, can I see this other side? Damn, that's whack. Might need to pick up the threshold a little bit. We'll open it. Open it up. I don't want it to peak. All right, now let me know if it's too loud, because that might happen. Because I just took the limiter off. If you don't know about sound engineering, oh well. That's what I do though, man. That's what I do. So shout outs Tekken, shout outs Lita, and shout outs Shorty, shout outs Maggie, Neek, Michael, Sanderwool, OA, for all picking up that gifted sub from Tekken Main. Yo, Kobe or LeBron? What do you mean? I'm from a different era. If you ask me, like, Kobe or LeBron, bro, I'm probably gonna say Kobe. Dude, hold on. Yo, you never realize how, like, dirty your glasses are until you look into a lamp or some shit. Sheesh. My shit's is dirty. Hey, man, if there's one lick of advice I'll give you on this Monday, invest in your glasses. If you have to wear glasses every single day, bro, invest in your glasses. Don't be getting no cheap joints, bro. You need one forever. That's how it is. But what's up, y'all? This your boy Crypto Bruh, aka Mo World Peace, the DJ / producer, coming back again with another one. Another one of these. What do they call them? Crypto streams. Chill streams is what I say usually. I'm on a chill stream. But yeah, man, today is June 2nd. Monday. All right. You see it. That's real life. It is definitely closer to 2026 than ever before type shit. So yeah, what are you doing? How are you planning? How are you trying to put the pieces together? And we're at a very critical moment in Zen. Currently, we still here though. Well, at least I am. I don't know if you are, but I am. And I think this is, to your point, Shorty, this is the quantum position that we want to be in. I've been here for a long time. You guys, my bro, Simple, bro. And there was a moment last year, maybe it was last year, where like everybody that you think is an OG was really going through some shit. We're all like, damn, there ain't no X1 chain. And it's 2024, y'all. Now 2025 with a whole bunch of nodes online, $1 million pretty much preceded. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking phantom fork, you know? So for me, it was definitely a hard pill to swallow last year, because you really were just betting on this idea that maybe they can pull it off, right? And one of the things that really summarized my like May, June 2024, and I'm sure other people can relate to this, is this theory that like everybody was falling off of Zen because there was no X1 chain. And then they wanted you to get into something else. Like it was never just like a solution after like, oh, there's no X1 chain. It was just like, hey, we're doing this thing now. And for me personally, that wasn't inviting. I didn't really want to get into that. You know, I prefer to, what do you call it? You know, I like to say the side quest. I'll take the side quest. If everybody all of a sudden is falling off, I'm just going to go ahead and take the side quest. Because, again, in Zen, you should do it. Because Zen is crypto. Right? Zen crypto. But, like, in crypto, you should do it too. Like, so this just doesn't apply to Zen. This applies to everything in cryptocurrency. You should be ready to pivot or learn. Right? And if you don't know how to balance board a pivot in the middle of action, it might take you a few cycles to get it right. I've been here since 2015 as well, but I would never flex how many years I've been in crypto, because it doesn't matter. So how many years are you going to be in crypto is more of the question. And yeah, so we're at this like weird quantum position in crypto where you have, again, a lot of tourists here because they don't know what it means essentially to like believe in something. They're tourists. They don't understand crypto. They don't understand the blocks. They're full blown tourist. Shoebies, as they say on Rocket Power. They're everywhere. It's crazy. And yeah, like last year, there's a lot of tourists still, but we have a lot of products, and we're a real crypto lore, guys. This is real crypto lore. Not some, yo, bro, I'm gonna throw a pie chatter at you. Like, yo, I smoke weed to buy crypto, to buy more weed, to buy crypto. Like, we might be smoking weed over here, but this is the most elite THC. The most elite, the Puffco. Unsponsored event right now, but eventually they'll say what's up. Be like, damn, those are the Brainiac dabbers, that Zen crew. What up, Frosty? What up, Rolando? To all the homies. But yeah, man, so I had a good week. Welcome to my world. Oh yeah, I didn't tell you. So yeah, the thing the thing you gotta understand is there's only a few people that can do this. What we're experiencing in real crypto, we're moving out of the anon phase and we're moving into the professional phase. And if you've been here for a while, you should understand that this has been happening and has been trying to happen. The real difference between the past and what I would say is this quantum position is this theory that the actual federal government is okay with cryptocurrencies as long as it goes their direction, right? They're trying to get this stable coin bill. I forget the name of it, Dream something, the Dream Act. I don't really understand it. Personally, I'm just, what do you call it? I'm just focused on crypto, the things that crypto needs to exist. And this is, again, we can do this as a community. What we can't do is usher in the paper state. Now we could, but do I personally think on a crypto level, the public is ready for that? Hell no. Like crypto, hell no, bro. The public is not ready for crypto. Retail's not even ready for crypto. Imagine the public, school bus driver, 9-to-5er. Like, we still got a long way to go. And a lot of it, I think, again, is going to be embedded in the background. Similar to the internet. Nobody understands the internet. They just buy it and use it. And when none of us had to build it, the public never had to build the internet, right? It's still been private. To this moment, it's still private. And if you want to run like an X1 node, you're still going to be paying, you're going to have to make it in your favor. And making things in your favor is the paper state, right? It's like, oh, okay, I want to run 10 X1 nodes. It's probably better for me to open a business up, get, some space and start, building in that direction. It's not put more computers in your living room, right? And that's what, again, I got from all of this, again, from Jack, something that is a little bit undoable, but the first to the egg. If he's got $1 million to spend on paper state, first to the egg, and if he brings a community behind him that now understands how to navigate, going from or transitioning from the degen trenches into some sort of paper state business. I think that's, again, great learns. You're not going to get that shit from every single crypto, dog. There's too many cryptos out there that are straight lamos. Lames. Yeah, see, my whole thing with the Jack in 24 was PhDs. In last year, that was the conversation. Who's smarter? Who should you follow? Which blog should you read? A PhD blog? Or should you read, someone studying the craft? And last year I was like, yo, honestly, I'm not going to get a PhD. Like, I'm not going to go to school for 8 years to get a PhD so I can launch a blockchain. That's not in my scope, at least. But hey, that's why I say, yo, the youth is the future. They'll be able to write or, go the right path and not waste years trying to discover the path. So just go the right path, right? So again, there's just some things we're not going to do. And it's good if we leave it up to people who want to do it, because if they fail, it's their money, right? Like, I didn't put it $1 million into Zen. I just got to wait. Like, I could put 1 million hours in, right? Though I got time to spend, you know? And that's kind of, again, where the community steps in, where we could really make it public if we want to, you know, if we want to. DGen certified. What up? Hey, bro, what do you think about XEN only getting an LP? Man, I've been said that was tight. Years ago, I was like, yo, it's tight that XEN is going to be the first token on X1 chain, which means it's going to have the most XNT pair. So it's going to be the deepest in liquidity. So when XNT is going up, XEN will be bootstrapped. Shoo-doo-doo-doo. All together now. I've not stopped mining. I keep mining. I'm not falling for it. There's no questions to be asked except, do you have enough? Ask yourself that every morning. Wake up, do 10 push-ups, then be like, yo, did I do enough? You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I'm still mining. I'm hashing. I'm a hash head, bro. Shit's kicked up heavy for my 4090. And I don't know what happened on VAS, bro. VAS is weird. But I'm still using it. I need to update that video I made of how you mine XENblocks. But they're changing it up. They might release like a CPU miner, and that could change the game. And yeah, so watch out for the CPU miner. If the CPU miner becomes like, essentially what they want to do is they want to make it profitable for anybody who or any device. So keep scaling the access of XEN. Because right now you need a GPU, which is not accessible, truthfully. Most people have cell phones. Like, that's the modern world. Like, mining on your cell phone is actually cooler than mining on a desktop. So there are some people in XEN world challenging this theory. And it's bullish because the difficulty will rise because more people will step in. And then if it's CPU, you could definitely do, if you want to farm XEN or whatever, it's just, again, competition game, first to the egg shit. If that type of model scares you, then you need to do more research, because that's so fucking bullish. Like, if difficulty goes from 23,000 to 230,000, like, bruh, everybody who's mining right now wins. The only people that are like are the people who come later. So yeah, bullish. I hope they get the CPU shit going. I hope the difficulty goes up. I hope it's harder to find a block, but it's easier to obtain a Zuni. Or, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's the next thing in line for XEN are these Zuni blocks, because they mine at the top of the hour and they're based on hash power. So, the more hash power you bring, or the more gates you get through, the more Zunis you get. So that one's a little bit more inflationary, I like to say, right? You're going to definitely have way more Zunis than regular blocks. Well, I guess it's starting to get halved. We'll see what happens now. Yeah, because Zunis are going to get halved with XEN, which happens in 3 months. So I have 200K, but I am unsure. Well, you got a lot of XEN, bro. So chill out. I got 156. But again, what do you want to do with these coins? Like, for me, it's just the experience of doing proof of work. Like, actually, sovereign cryptocurrency. There's nothing more sovereign than POW. Who's gonna stop you? That's the mindset over here. See, the thing about Zen is actually a product of its environment. Yes, if you've never heard that before, because I know there's people out there who probably never heard that shit before. You can become a product of your environment, and in Zen, that's what we're trying to do. Is the unbelievable. Can Zen separate from Ethereum and actually have, PMF, product market fit, be this thing that is, again, outside of its nature, right? Its nature is Ethereum, but can the community get together and channel this energy? Like, I don't fucking know. I actually don't think the community can. I believe in robots way more than I believe in humans. So, and you can see why the market makers have control of XEN, right? So XEN on ETH there's a lot that's going to happen with this. And this is why I'm going to give you my vision on ETH right now, or XEN, how like I strategize to where I am. All right. And this teaches you too about XEN. Like, it teaches you how the G ranks work. Again, the game is to add mentors. You add mentors after you do it, right? You pump the G rank. Some people will try to grab onto this, and again, they're going to facilitate it how they feel, but it's free knowledge. If you can't match a group, maybe you join it. Maybe you spin up, again, maybe you make a website, mintzen.com, and you bring people together so they can batch mint together. But yeah, there's going to be a lot of different players in the minting game going forward. Because yeah, XEN is, again, it's it's immutable. Nobody can change the contract, and the supply, it's inflating based on that minting formula. And again, the minting formula is proof of participation. The more people that participate, the more XEN that is made, but it's on a curve, right? There's this thing called the AMP. Where's my shit at? Yeah, here's ETH. So we got the AMP, which started at 3,000. Now it's at 2,033. Almost at, almost 1,000 days off the board. But essentially, this number times this number, your term. So how many days you put. So that's where the max mint comes in XEN. You want to max mint. You want to do max terms, which is 476 days. Get the allotted cap of XEN, because that's where everyone is at maximum, right? That's as far in the quantum realm of cyberspace you can go, right? So what happens, right? You want to make some XEN. 35 million G ranks have already come through the contract. So when you make your XEN, you're going to add to this, and it's going to become 35,709,273, right? You're just coming in the gate. You're going to add one rank into the CG rank, right? At the end of your term, there's going to be another rank. And that's kind of, again, that's the randomness in XEN. And this is where people be missing this shit. Like, y'all are fucking retarded. But it's all good, because again, you'll catch up. I'm seeing it firsthand. Hum in the sleep. Y'all gonna catch up. And again, if you want to be in this position, the crypto bro position, you need to keep minting, because I don't think X1 chain controls XEN's fate, but it can, because again, there is that quantum space where everybody, like, think of it as like a doomsday. Like, Ethereum literally implodes. Like, companies are leaving ETH. Like, optimism stops. Base makes an SVM because they can't compete with SVM. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, it's just the way it is. Is Coinbase going to build a blockchain from the ground up? And if they are, how are they going to do their layer one? Is it going to be EVM? Is it going to be Vitalik's 10-year plan? I don't know. Is it going to be Move? Is it going to be, Mark Zuckerberg's fucking boardroom Web3 project? Oh, we're doing Web3. I think Mark is going for AR. I don't think he cares about blockchain. AR is way more important. Augmented reality is way more important in technology for his access. Like, bro got access to equipment. Like, yeah, man, hurry up, make Tron, bro. Don't. That's why, again, the movement is a handoff for developers to develop Web3 for Facebook. It is nothing more. It is a handoff. You could tell from the way that they get funding and the way that it exists and how they got juiced. They really got juiced. That shit's kind of funny. I mean, it isn't funny because people lost money. But what is funny is how people were looking for something to get, their attention. Right? One piece of bad code. I'm in there and I'm wrecking it. And that's what happened. Right? In Solana, I just learned Solana has a lot of safe DeFi because of the way that they build contracts. So like they build contracts on the state of the network. Ethereum puts your contract in a block, in a place. And what's bad about that is every time somebody wants to clone, they have to put their contract in a block, in a space. Because it's linear. It's a linear ideology. It's not running in parallel, so you can't add, or organize, I like to say, different pieces of information. This information has to go in a straight line. So like that's what is wild. It's actually cheaper to make straight line computation than it is to do parallel computation, because if you make a new idea with a lot of functions, you got to rent space, and it can cost like two Solana, which isn't that much right now. But if Solana goes to like $1,000, then it'll be like $2,000 to launch an application on Solana. And that'll be like a favorite point. Like if we have the ability to launch cheap applications on X1 chain, that will invite a lot of Sol developers, because it is quite expensive to rent space. But renting space, I think of it as like you can't develop. Like, you want to develop. You don't want it to be a garden. You have to pay to develop. And that's going to be a cool little side hustle for X1 chain as devs want to get their feet wet, because you can make a full stack in X1 for a lower price. And then when you're ready, you can migrate that stack to Solana, bring your community with you, and be able to afford to like actually have, that move, and that's some future shit. But yeah, so this problem with the EVM again, the linear stuff makes everything expensive. And I'm very curious again to see how Vitalik does this move. And Zen, again, I was just trying to get at this idea that Zen is that fair. It lives in the blocks. You make a little bit, make them with these times. And it really just depends on how many people come after you. And that's why you'll see on the side chains like Base and Optimism, the G ranks just keep growing, because there's a little bit more game theory into this, where you can pump your own G rank if no one's around. Pause. And yeah, you're gonna have to learn this on your own. I can't give you all the keys. And most people won't understand all this shit. They'll be lost in the sauce and they'll go and buy it. So on Zen right now, on the DEX, the Lost in the Saucians, they have made a higher high after trying to dump it off this news that came over the weekend. The Brother Jack. Dank. What up, bro? Mark Niggerberg wants your data. He doesn't care about making you money. Lols. Yeah, Facebook doesn't care about making money in crypto, bro. They're gonna get everyone rugged, essentially. I bet that's what there also is. There's probably like a whole bunch of landmines on purpose to like rug the general public. Because we're moving into Web3, but Web3 will be corporized. That's what they didn't pitch us in 2021 when we all got hella hip on this shit. The ERC 721 changed everything as well. The non-fungible token, dude, changed everything. Incorporized crypto into a smart contract. But that's just not enough, right? We need infrastructure, so we can make those smart contracts have flavor. They're cool when they're moving linear, but when that contract is parallel and you can get a whole bunch of users, clicking, and you're not jeopardize the chain, essentially. That's the big problem XEN is solving for EVM users. The chain does not get jeopardized and stressed when there's a lot of users on the chain. What happens is it adjusts. The TPS is like, think of it as like autopilot or it's like the cruise control for the network. And that's why you want a high TPS. You don't want like 15 seconds, 10 seconds. You actually want to get down to the milliseconds, and this is what is going to help crypto come to the masses faster. Because now we don't have seconds. We're dealing with milliseconds, the speed of light, how fast we can send these transactions. And this helps with the bottleneck, right? If you're moving linear instead of parallel, everybody is backed up. So, it's a backed up subway always. Or you pay some extra money to go up, to First Avenue and hail a cab to get your ass down the street, right? So you're going to pay a little bit more in the fare so you can get your ass down the street. And we won't have that in XEN. It's going to be an amazing environment. I think this is the future of blockchain. And I think it's something really good to incorporate now, especially with the vision of Satoshi. And this is what's so crazy too. Before I get into like the XEN talk, man, why the fuck do we need to sell XEN or this like Satoshi vision to the other people? Fuck this. This is why I'm like, yo, let this thing go to zero. Like, let it fall. Right. So far, we haven't gotten, the lowest low we got on this RSI. Oops. Seems to be right here. March of 2025. I don't even remember what happened. Where was I? But see, we haven't gotten back to this yet. We might never see that again. The only way we get here is if it's total chaos. And maybe it does get to total chaos. So we're looking at the daily on XEN. This June 2024. That's what I mean. If you weren't here for this, like, you don't understand the pain in XEN. Like, shut the fuck up. Like, you wasn't there when everybody gave up because there was no XEN chain, but there was XENblocks. And there was vision. Right? That's when Jack and them started messing and tinkering with Solana. So there was vision, and then a lot of, people moved to Solana, started to actually see the vision. And then this right here, again, this was community building. All this time, if you stayed around after this gigantic dump, because this was most of the supply of inflation from minting. So let's get this. This is why it's hard to feel bad for people who bought XEN, because it's like, you never buy it, you mint it. And then it's hard to give and then that's who you have to blame. Like, you have to blame the minters because they sold. If the minters would have held, the burn point would have had more value. But since so many people sold their cheap burn point, they essentially just threw it back into this pool where, again, it became a dollar amount. But they should have held it or burned it. But everybody kept dumping it. And that's just, in my opinion, again, cool inflation. Like, you actually get to see the inflation. It's the most fair inflation. All of these dumps usually come after some sort of news event, and eventually I just think it'll be normal. Like, it'll become cycled because the AI will pick it up, and it'll naturally just create these sell cycles, where most of the sell cycles that happen in XEN were all just FUD because XEN wasn't around, right? And we turn off these lines. Now we're here where this, essentially, you could call that like a double bottom. But then what it is it comes down to the minters. Can the minters hold? But is there even minters is another question. Like, is there even minters? At the end of the day, are you dumping your mints because you think that minters are going to dump on you, which they could, because inflation is definitely around. But again, all it takes is community and hodling, and this can be anything it wants to be, because inflation doesn't actually impact the price. It's the minters. Like, it's a mentality. It's a weird thing. Like, the minters hurt the price. The people with access to the mass amount of coins hurt the price. And that's the thing in everything, like in crypto. Like, it's always comes back to the people who have the most access. So if they just continue to be ruthless, then yeah, this could go down forever until it's at 1 amp. And that's what we're seeing on XEN. So y'all can keep sleeping on Optimism Zen, but this is exactly what we're seeing here. We are seeing the future, that there is a hope for Zen on Ethereum, but it's not until the AMP is at 1, because that's when the people can take over and you're not worried about minters dumping on you, right? It actually flip-flops, where minting becomes profitable and you're like, you want to keep your coins because you're profitable at the lowest state possible. Like, what? That's just crazy. And in 500 days, if it never reaches this area again because more people step in and they hodl, then yeah, you're looking at, like, again, you could just be minting right now and not actually buying it. It's crazy. But buying it, this is the cool thing about XEN. Buying it, you still get a good deal because there's so much of it that people have sold. So many minters have sold their inflation, for market value. So $346,000 is what the market values, Optimism Zen as, and somebody who made it for 15 cents sold it for $2 because they felt like this was a good price for them. Free trade, free market, and I think that this is it's hilarious to see the, like, brain dead operations happening in the Zen world. I understand why, though. Like, just like how everybody left and went to Titan and we couldn't save them. I was like, damn, the bottom of the barrel of crypto users is retarded. But this is where in tech, I think you get the most innovation, being in the trenches, because the trenches create problems, right? And where you want to be is where the problems need to be solved. So here in XEN, we see a clear, like, someone or some people that have sold it all the way down, and now the ball is in their court. Hey, look, you've gotten this far, you might as well sell it lower. But it's the start of a month with the most beautiful setup ever, right? I'm not a trader. I think traders lose. I say mint, but I do watch TV, so I like watching charts. And that's kind of like XEN flavor right now. XEN is extremely slept on because people are just retarded. If I want one of these big bags to let it go, but I don't think they will. Most of it is being recycled back. Let's look at the holders. But yeah, XEN's doing great. This is my number 1 right now. This is my number 1. What y'all talking about? Damn, I was so far up. What up, ETH? I could take the heat. I've been here since October 22. What's up, Sheik? That's great. Take on the heat. Dank says, I love the sellers. Sellers are core. What's up, Mr. Drums? Yo, Legend, why does X1 need VCs if Zen did not? Because X did that. I mean, you're not serious. Right. You see what I mean by, like, yo, you're not serious, right? Zen, I could be all passionate about it, but that's why I'm like, man, that's too much free game. Yeah, so Optimism Zen, we got the G rank at 22 or 222 or 228 million. I couldn't see the 8. I just kept seeing the 2 million G rank. Max term is at 516. Shout out ZenPub, by the way. Shout out to ZenPub. Staking is still at 14%. Looks like it drops to 13% in 5 days. So if you're automatically rolling, or if you're rolling your stakes, June 7th is it goes to 13% on Optimism, which is wah. It's actually funny though. That's like what it did on base for me is I lost like 100 million. I had 1 trillion. Yeah, 4 trillion. I lost 100 million. So I'm assuming on it'll be the same thing on Optimism. But on Optimism I don't have 4 trillion. I got what I got. So yeah, but you could do your own math. Just know that this is happening. The liquid supply right now in Optimism has jumped up to 61 trillion. It's added at least 5 trillion tokens since the last time I talked about this. But we can also see the staking is up to 102 trillion. And this has added 2 trillion worth of staking ever since. And this is where, again, if you know how Zen works, you can outsmart the whole fucking population because they're all fucking retarded. And what it is that the staking amount is being recycled back. The daily compounders are recycling it back. So this technically, you can just take this off the map for like 2 more years. Like, I don't think in Optimism people are going to stop daily rolling because there's a game at the end of staking. And I've been looking for they're here. They're on Optimism and they're on base. They're not anywhere else. And I don't know why. This is an agent. This is a Zen agent. If you're rolling stakes on Optimism and base, you host this agent. All right, lives in you. And the reason for it is because you see the opportunity. You understand what's happening here. You can roll your Zen and get 13% every single. Well, it's not at 13%, but I forget what the daily compound is. But you can work out your own ratios. Is where I'm at with it. My ratio is 4 trillion. Which, I'm not ready yet at 108. Oh, so I got an hour. But yeah, you'll see here like 4 trillion and I'm yielding 1 billion a day at 13%. But the game is that you want to try to get a bag. And this is why I don't understand how people are moving. That's all I don't get in Zen. Because it's like I'm moving a certain way and I'm looking left and right and everyone looks homeless. I'm like, yo, bro, I'm homeless too because I'm not making it. You know, the $1 million isn't coming into my pocket. I still got to use my trenches survival skills to like survive in the reality, right? But like, I know for a fact I'm beelining to something being in this Zen world, and we're moving faster right now. Like it just sped up even quicker. Like out of nowhere, there's investors, and out of nowhere, there's big investors. Right. That's what I wanted to show this. Yeah, we got shout outs to Joe Blau, creator of Phoenix, joining the round of investors into X1 Labs. And then this one right here, the anonymous investor put in 525,000. Now, Mr. Drummond, to answer your question, this is why you need accredited paper stake. We can't do that with Zen, dude. That doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. Like, really think about it. Like, and this is what we've been talking about for weeks, is where does the $1 million go? Right? Why we started burning. Why all of a sudden the burn became a vote. Like, wow, you could just throw your burn into some bullshit because you don't understand that you're actually voting when you delete your Zen. Right? Whatever coin you receive when you burn your Zen, like that's a pure vote. If you want to go and, you know, vote with whatever you want, you know, whatever DAO you want to join, whatever, man. It's a one-time event. I doubt you're going to have 4 trills to burn over and over again. You might not even have 100 billion to burn over and over again. So, yeah, your burn's a vote. The trenches are real. And, yeah, like, Zen is the trenches. It'll be at the bottom of the barrel forever. It's unfortunate. Maybe Zen on X1 is the one where everybody can hyper focus on its success. But the problem with Zens is that they're experiments on native coins, and it really does take a community to push the math. If we can't get XEN to moon, give up. I'm at that point with it. Like, there's no reason to be holding any XEN, right? Unless you believe in it, unless you understand. But other than that, yeah, you should probably get rid of your XEN. You should just dump it all, because the accredited shit is X1 chain. And you've been saying this whole time, I want to invest in something awesome. So I guess the crypto game is over for you, if you feel that way, you know? And that's why I love this division. Now we have the corporation and we have the trenches, right? We got the Google and Craigslist. Which one do you want to use, you know? And I love what Jack has said yesterday about how, you know, he dropped some real gems on us, some insider gems about the Google culture, and about how, like, the array of stuff we see in Google. I'm not going to bring up my Google because it's personal, but all those things you see in Google, all those apps, those all came from solo projects. Now I can understand that, but also I work for Apple, so I know design is key, and first design is everything. And Steve Jobs really enlightened technology on a computer scale of UX, UI, right? Steve Jobs made your email an app, and then Google made the email an app in an app, right? So him just kind of saying that, like, it makes me feel this is where we are with our world. X1 is the super app. XEN is the experiment that birthed it, right? But it's not the experiment that's going to uphold it, because it's kind of impossible. It's literally unstable. Like, the inflation on ETH XEN is forever. It's going to keep dumping. It's going to happen on base, and it's going to happen on ETH, right? There's ways to make it bullish, right? The bullish thing on base is it's the easiest place to get trillions. So if you want to burn a lot of XEN, you might as well go to base chain and get it now, because everybody can make a bunch of XEN here. Everybody. So the inflation is going to be banging, but eventually it'll the tables will turn where everyone's at maximum, and that's where their head is. So the liquid supply is going to disappear, because there won't be enough inflation, because all the inflation is further down the road. Get in now. But yeah, that's the bullish case for base XEN. But again, if you're looking for the game winner, it's going to be optimism. Optimism is the game winner. It's the fourth quarter splash. The amp is at 1. No one can manipulate it. There's a few people pumping the G rank because they have the technology. So the G ranks are purring right now. Like, I don't even know if people understand that shit. There's people pumping the G rank because they have the technology. You don't even have to do anything now. These other people are making the engine fly because it works in their favor. Not like on Ethereum, where motherfuckers are all looking at each other. This is awesome. This is what the tech is for. Right? Like I said, we want to see a world where there's a new C rank being made every second. But that benchmark isn't actually real on Ethereum, because there's so many blockchain restrictions that it doesn't make it as fun to be like, yeah, let's kill the chain, you know. But on X1, again, that's why I'm thinking XEN on X1 is cool, because it's got a lot of data to keep us growing as like an internet cypherpunk culture, to keep that ping, you know, being the best ping me, right? Or, well, I don't know. I'm gonna check OP XEN's oil. I'm gonna check the oil. Yeah, when my mentor drops this week, it's only on optimism. And this is what I found out on optimism. I'm like, bro, optimism is the wave. I want it to be base. But the thing about base, oh, wait, I got the puck over here. And I'm not even hating on base. I'm just saying, like, if you're brand new into XEN and you're looking for somewhere to go, I would start on Optimism, and then I would find Base, and then Ethereum. If you're trying to like use Zen minting to learn. Now, see, the thing about Base that people don't understand is Base is doing the same thing as Optimism. Majority of it is staked. There is, there is opportunity for new people to come in and bring that liquid to stake. That's kind of how I see it. So if more people give up on CBZen, I don't really think that's a bad thing, because we're teeter-tottering on building community here. There's a lot of OGs that know how this works, and they're rotating their stakes and not keeping them liquid to help the price, right? Now, there's only a few people who are rotating out. And I don't know why. They're just going to always exist. A part of me feels like if you keep something that rotates out forever on Zen, it might find an algorithm, and then you can rotate out forever. But it's right now. Like, imagine if you built a bot that knew how to rotate out a Bitcoin from zero, and it had the same data logic from like zero until 2025, and it's grown to like learn how to like get the fuck out before the rest of the people, and it had to take some L's, right? Some of the L's in the bot world is selling your 50 BTC for nothing. That's an actual loss, because you should have never sold it. But that's part of the game. There's gonna be people who want to find the rhythm. So I'm aware of that. I think CBZen is a good spot still for that discovery. There's so much inflation, which means there's so much to burn. That again, the large numbers, they play in our favor. As the large numbers start to become smaller numbers, then people will be more aware to like their surroundings, and sometimes that's a good trigger, right? It's like inflation in the real world. Once small numbers become big numbers, people are like, wait, what the fuck is going on? And that's kind of how I feel about Base chain. Like, I think the inflation works in your favor on Base because of that. Like, there's actual people looking for what is out there. So let's see what the burn is right now. Actually don't know. I feel like Apex burn is the best at the moment. I mean, those ones are good. It's 100%. But that's what I'm saying. Your burn is a vote, Mr. Drums. Your burn is a vote. So whatever you decide to turn your Zen into, it should be a DAO type experience. You shouldn't just be thrown at anything, right? But that's why I do think some people will want to turn their Zen into fragmented versions of itself. That's X burn, right? Burn 1 million Zen, get 1 X burn. So now or not fragments of itself, but a derivative. So it's like, oh, I have $1 million to spend in Zen world. What do I buy? You buy 1 fucking X burn with your burn, or you buy an Apex, right? And that's why, again, I feel some people will find it more attractive to put their Zen into another token vehicle because it has access, right? X burner has amazing tokenomics. One of my favorite concepts here is the idea that XBurn takes from, or the 20% goes to the liquidity pool, essentially. So like right now, this is what I mean. And what we're learning on XBurn is people will want to rotate. So they'll get some and then they'll sell it. They'll get, they'll keep burning and selling. And then it creates like this constant traction. And right now the prices are low, right? So it's only like $200 worth of volume. But what we do have is 76 in the last 24 hours. So this is working. Most of the other Zen coins don't even have this much. These many transactions. Look at this shit. Yeah, like even Zen doesn't even have 76 transactions. But XBurn got it. Right? So why is it like that? It's because people are burning their Zen, going, selling it, and getting some Zen back out of the pool, right? Because the pool gets 20% of every burn. And then they're taking what they can and exiting. But what's funny is they're losing typically, right? Right now is the gamble notion in the trenches. So you know, if you don't believe in XBurn, is you have all right to sell the coin. And now the people who are just burning, they've given actual believers a full blown discount. It's half off if you buy it on the DEX. You don't even need to burn your Zen. It's like, technically, you can at this point mine Zen and then pair it with XBurn, like buy some XBurn and pair it. And then as XBurn becomes more popular and is bought off the DEX, you get more CB Zen to burn or to hold. So it's a real advantage for someone who's in Zen, and it's a play for a Zenian. Right now, though, again, it's getting pretty beat up, but I'm learning something here too. So here's what's funny: CB Zen is the biggest one. It has the most burn. Right, the second biggest one. This one's at 128 trillion. CB Zen has been burned, and this is what I'm saying. There's so much CB Zen in circulation. You can get it. It doesn't matter that it's actually the best for the economy, because that's what you want. You want it to be out there so people can fucking get it. You don't want people to be fighting over this shit coin, right? But on Optimism, it has 1 amp. Less coins are in circulation. More people believe in their OP Zen because, again, they want the value. They want the value. So it's like a store of value. Right. And you can see it from the burn. Only 3 trillion burned. Not even 5. This has been out. This one was forked by the community. The community forced us to get into Optimism. And what's so funny about this too is the person that forked it, they provided liquidity and then they rugged the liquidity right afterwards. Or like a few days after. So now OPZen has been trying to recover ever since. Right here. Or no, it was this one. So OPZen still trying to get back his vibe, but it's better priced versus Zen, right? It should be 1 million OPZen to XBurn, but it's, 720. And that's what you see here on XBurn on base. It's 583. Because it's so liquid, the base coin, so does the volatility between CBZen and XBurn. But again, this should repair itself over time, naturally, in my opinion. As more CBZen is added to the pool, it offsets the XBurn. So technically, you want it to get cheaper because the buyback and burn in XBurn will burn more coins if it's lower in price. So it doesn't really matter. Eventually, again, time will collide and it will make sense. But where is the XBurner that makes sense? And what's so fucked up, dude, is of course it's on Polygon. Now, Polygon is so weird. Polygon weird as hell because it's cheap. So right now they have 49 trillion burn because there's so much Polygon to burn. But what's different is Polygon burners, they actually seem, oh, never mind. Damn, they just wrecked themselves. I was just about to give you guys some love. Oh, well. They did it to themselves, too. Human nature. Super discount. Wow. Oh, well. But now, this is part of the game. So if you see what I just said, now is the time where but this is where, again, now is not the time. You got to make your decision. I still think Polygon is just for burning. So this is a candle for the burners, and it's up to them if they want to make it make sense, because it's public. And this is probably why, again, all it takes is a few people to start burning on Polygon to change the chart, because the buy and burn will buy back the coins, burn them, and it will start the other way. That's the way it works. But you have to have a big burner. Somebody has to come in and burn like a shit ton, and they could take over in that one burn. So yeah, that's kind of fascinating to see on Polygon. I guess we'll keep ourselves updated on the game, see if they can figure it out. Here, let's see what Avalanche is looking like. See if people are burning over there. Zen will be transferable to X1, or will there be a new version of Zen on X1? What's up, Face? I mean, it'll probably be a new version because Zen, the anchor is the G rank. I don't think we're porting G ranks to other chains. That doesn't like make any sense. Like you start from 0. Damn, gas failed. Oh, okay. Damn, 24 billion or 254 billion. Only $283. Nobody cares about Avalanche. Why is over there? No real Xenians, or there's a few real Xenians because obviously there's $200, but there's not that much. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, it's nothing like the other ones. 2T over here. So Binance chain looks like it's cooking. Shit, let's see if we can get the contract address. We'll add it to the list. To the list of bonus. They got a good chart. Oh, somebody is trying to dump it down though. But you see what I mean? Like, low key, if people wanted to come in and wanted to make it bullish, it's a fair crypto, you know? Like, anybody can come in and make X burn bullish, because all the developer did was put the contract out into existence. So X burner has no founder. I mean, it has a founder, but it doesn't have like an owner, someone who's going to dictate where it goes. It's really just based on math and community support, right? Like, I would come in and burn the shit out of X burner right now. I really want to be honest, but I'm trying to see if people are going to dump that shit. So I just gave away my sauce, but I think it's necessary for us to see what happens. Cause yeah, it would be awesome to see someone come in and just wreck the chart, and then I can add to my X burn. Cause I have like, I think like 1 million right now, and I could use some more. There's only going to be, this is the other thing too. X burn is capped when people stop burning. So if there's a lull of burn in X burn, then that means that essentially the whole supply was capped there. And if people dump while the supply is capped, then when it finally rotates, it's going to be vicious. Cause like, yeah, everyone is going to have to buy back their position. And it's just like in Zen, like when it happens, everybody's got to buy back, and they're going to do it. So there's nothing else you can do. You've rotated out, so you have to come and buy back. But yeah, why can't Xburn be launched on ETHW? We've been waiting for someone from that community to do it. If you can do it, ETHW, a DM Tree City West in the Telegram, and then as long as you make sure you what we were saying, you got to make it immutable and release ownership of the contract. So as long as you release ownership of the contract and make it extremely public, don't change anything from the Genesis code that's going to be on base, then he'll add it to the website. But he, I think, has said like there's issues when doing it. And that's the thing about deving for all Zen. Like even me, deving for all Zen is hard because there's not a lot of tools once you start to go into the abyss. So ETHW, unfortunately, it's in the abyss, and it'd be cool if someone from that world, you know, cloned Xburn. You know, they can get first dibs because they obviously cloned it. They can burn first. But yeah, we would. I mean, that's what Tree said. He would definitely add it as long as it's not been tampered. So don't fuck with Winions dissipating. Nah, they're gonna really dissipate when the shit goes up. So that's what I hope happens. You can see XEN is actually holding pretty well. There's not much dumping happening because there's not a lot of burning happening. So the burn is so minuscule. But whoever is doing it, they're winning, because if you're rotating and burning, you're getting a ton of burn points right now in the ambiguous time of Zen when everyone's scared to burn. You're like racking up burn points while everybody else is nervous. And then, I can give away way too much alpha, because it's half of this shit is about being in the same place and not noticing it, like not being self-aware to be like, damn, I'm in the same place. Like, here's the thing about CBZen and why it's still bullish. If we rewind a year ago, here we're gonna zoom out and go to the weekly. We're like in this crazy time Where if you weren't here last year, you are still buying high Zen. Technically, it should be back down here, right? $66,000 market cap, but it's not going there because it's valued more. It's $40,000 more valuable to people, or it could be $40,000 has been burned worth of the value, so it's not going to go back to where it was, even if it was inflating. Like, you would really need people to let it go. Now, the thing is they might on CBZN. That's why I'm positioning myself for the thought that they're probably gonna let it go, right? I don't want to be, most of the people who hold the things that you need are retarded. So betting on them is like, you should do the opposite. Like, you should not think that they're gonna do what they need to do, which is hodl. So I'm hoping that we do get a little dump here, but I hope it's to this line, which will be 90,000. So that sounds a little bit more realistic. And a great time again to buy burn Zen, because you'll be getting a very, very low price for the CB Zen if you're buying it and burning it. I mean, here, this is the same thing, because the next thing you can think of is, as long as you're buying below an all-time high. So we got I don't know if these are called all-time highs. What do you call it when it just goes up? A rise in price. So March 17th, that's a 228,000 market cap. November 24 is 400,000 market cap value. And then September 24, it was $612,000 market cap value. So technically, as long as you're burning Zen below these like peaks, you're getting the best burn point price, because you can't get the best burn point price unless you mint it. Minters get the best price because they're doing round trips for less than what it costs for you to buy it. Duh. So you should be minting if you want the best price on burning Zen. And this is what's also hella funny about Jack right now. Zen been out for 2 years. So now, like, if you feel like, oh, I haven't been burning or I haven't been doing anything, it's really hard to feel bad for you, because it's been 2 years since the notion started, even if it was at like the highest of the highs. Like, this is the bottleneck. So yeah, maybe X1 does come out in a few weeks or some dumb shit. Because yeah, they're setting it up so people can feel heartbroken. Heartbreaks will always be, great tears to fuel our current down the river. Bring the heartbreaks. Yo, what's up, Shaka? Wiggity wiggity up in the house. Shut your supply hole. But yeah, so I'm bullish on CBZN. I think that this is a great coin on base. I think base people want this. I've been to their real life spaces. They cry. They be crying hard. Oh, we ain't got nothing. We ain't got nothing. I'm like, duh, because y'all ain't looking. If you find Zen, you'll find that you actually have something on chain that you can use. So yeah, on the weekly here, again, looking back a year ago where Zen was, I think this was the last real dump of CBZN, because a lot of this was pure community building. All 2024 up until right now in CBZN is community. It is nothing to do with the price go up. Same with Zen. If we look back a year ago, most of the people have been washed out, and most of the voices that you hear that are respawning, and especially if they say, I'm a day one mentor, like, you already know they're on some stupid shit. Like, because why do you need to flex day one, bro? We've been getting our ass kicked. I'm a day one. I've been getting my ass kicked since day one. Like, what the fuck? Shut that shit up. Like, no, you haven't. You knew. You a tourist. The Zen tourist, they be outside with it. But yeah, so if we look back a year ago on the weekly here, we can see the same thing is happening on ETH Zen. It's still trying to find its real value. So it's been under on the RSI. It's extremely oversold. There's no real value. Oh yeah, the way that I look at Zen charts, in my opinion, the best way is market cap versus USD. because this is what people are valuing Zen as. Most people aren't really looking at price because it's not cents on the dollar. So you're not really getting much data from that. But this is why I'm feeling very confident, because we're right on schedule. Like, we're doing exactly what we need to do to make sure that we're starting at zero, and to make sure that people are going to feel like they missed out, like the FOMO. And that's why I'm like, yo, maybe the people who are minting will curb FOMO by selling, because they want to get it for a little bit longer, because there's still no X1 chain. There's still no X1 chain. There's a lot of good news, but you could definitely sway someone with the ideology that it does not exist. So, right, these are like landmines, these like haters. I don't know if they do it for personal pleasure or if they really are trying to get a gigantic position. So they're going to hate until X1 chain, which is pretty smart. And I don't agree with it though, you know. I don't think that's like healthy. Sounds very exhausting. Like, I'm gonna hate on something until it fucking pops, so I am in position, versus like I'm gonna study it and learn it so I'm in position. But right, some people learn differently. And yeah, looking at a year ago, and that's what I wanted to show here. This is when the massive sell-off happened in Zen. The turning point, the 9 weeks down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Like, if you weren't here for the 9 weeks down, shut the fuck up. Even right here, this 9 weeks down was crazy after XENblocks dropped, or when there was no X1 chain in 2023, but then XENblocks came out and it fucking saved the it saved the lore. The lore had something to do and to build towards, but then that's why the lore couldn't save Zen when there was no X1 chain. It was just going down. No one can save it. And this is what happens. People eventually let it go. Now, the question is, or this is what I'm saying, and not my question, but the question you should be asking yourself is, can Zen do it again? Can it give you 9 weeks down? And it only happens around this time, because this is when people don't give a fuck. Like, they got family shit to do. It's summertime. They really don't want to be stressed with crypto. So they're selling and they're getting the hell out. And it's easy, right? It's easy also for the people like myself who've been in the space to not give a fuck that you're getting out. Like, when there's potential for pop off, right? The early parts of the year, yeah, we want to be bullish on Zen because we want it to go up with the rest of the crowd. But when it's in the middle of the year, it's hard for everybody, for Bitcoin, for Ethereum, for Solana. So, you know, it is going to be in tangent. Everything will rise at the same time if it's really going to happen. And yeah, it looks like we're on week 3. And this will be it, right? Like, this would be the part where you see May 24th is when we started. May 2024 is when we were at the halfway point of the next 4 months of straight down. So you could have sold in May of last year, came back in July, bought the bottom, sold the top, walked away, and then did it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, one giant one here. That's when someone bought $100,000 worth of Zen at one time. But see, that's what I'm saying. Like, Mr. Drums, or someone had asked, like, yeah, I think it was Mr. Drums. You're like, why doesn't that money go into Zen? Like, if 100K came into Zen and this is what happened right afterwards, like, imagine if $1 million came in. Like, the general public would be doing it. Like, it's like, oh yeah, you know, like, oh, I'm getting rich. So that's the problem with Zen. It actually has to win the general public. If it cannot win the general public, then it's not Bitcoin. And X1 has more of an opportunity because of the gates. Like, people want to get rich and they want to do it the right way because they want to get rich. Like, they want to retire. They don't want to just have a bunch of crypto stocked up that they can't transform into USD. And, you know, they have to live like a peasant so that they can just live off their crypto. Like, I'm with a lot of these people. I think it's time for crypto to establish itself in the technology industry as something that is much bigger than just tokens that live in your pocket or whatever. And again, I feel Zen could be that coin for the general public because it's so fair. The minting formula makes it extremely fair. I've never seen anything created like a Zen coin. No release, no founder. Someone thought of it. Someone wrote it. Someone deployed it. Some people inspired. Right? That's crypto though, baby. You're going to get a lot of education and not a lot of dollars. And I raised the question, can the community bring this to the top over the next 4 to 5, 6 years? I do think it's possible. I do think Zen is a buy now, stake for 1,000 days, come back in 1,000 days, stake it again for 1,000 days, come back in 1,000 days, and it'll probably be worth something. Yeah. If you do 2,000 day rotations, if you do 2,000 days worth of staking on Zen, it'll probably be valuable for sure. But in this current state of where it is, like, that's what we're dealing with. That's what you're seeing. The pain of like people being so fucking poor in crypto that they can't make a logical decision on whether or not this is true. And that's who you can blame. Like, it's really that mindset that, it's like how they say one rotten apple spoils the bunch. That's the thing in the degen world that we gotta, I don't know if you can. I think it will always be monetized. I think it's way too valuable to not monetize it. Like the stupidity makes the world go around almost at this point. So, you kind of want to encourage it. But again, since the world rocks off stupidity, paper state rules your money, even though your crypto isn't money, the paper state still controls your money, right? And I raise the question, can this world do it? I don't know, but I know on OP's end there you can do it over here, and if y'all can't do it over here, then I guess it's really over. Like, we should all just go to X1 chain. Like, I mean, that's the end game. But you tell me, are you really think like the general public is going to do Bitcoin again? And can you give me a project where I don't see the project maintaining a founder's presence, and the founder can't be in jail? The founder's presence can't be, they're hiding because the government's after them. Like, I don't want to hear a villain story. I want to hear of a good guy that can't show up. That's why I like Bitcoin Cash. I mean, granted, Roger Ver just won't come over here because he doesn't want to pay taxes on his classic Bitcoin. So he's in a paper state battle, which is fucked up to get to that level of it. I mean, at least he can have a face and a voice. And Trump should pardon Roger Ver, but we'll see how the show goes. We'll see. This is where you really get to see where the Bitcoin show is gonna go. Does Roger Ver get pardoned, or is he exiled to Spain forever? And there's nothing we can do about my bro Roger Ver and his Bitcoin fork. And it's so bananas. But again, if we can't do it with Zen, I'm like, crypto's it's done. It's fried. It's gonna be you're gonna have to take on a character. And I still think there is, again, something in this ethos that's gonna keep pushing innovation, because we're too early for it to just be a bunch of dudes swinging their dicks together. Like, that doesn't really sound like the end game. And why, again, I do think we can do it, and it probably will start on OPZen because it makes the most logical sense. And maybe it bleeds to CBZen because CBZen, again, it makes the most logical sense when you start to realize how hard it is to buy it. But it's so easy to buy it, right? That's what's so funny. It's like, it's so easy to buy. You're going to find out how hard it is to buy. Then you can start mining, and then the cycle continues. Someone comes after you. It's so easy to buy. Oh, shit, it's not so easy to buy. Guess I should mine. Right? And then maybe ETHZen can follow this notion that inflation is not bad, and people will really get into Ethereum Zen. They'll really get in. Like, they won't be wishy-washy because they'll realize, like, oh, shit, yeah, what Crypto Bro is saying is actually facts. Like there isn't a way for people to hyperinflate XEN without it fighting against them because time has already passed. Right? In order to do what we've done before and make more and more XEN supply, right? Make it positive, you would actually need a 2x the G rank. So if it's at 35, you need to ask yourself if it can get to 70. And then that's where all of the resistance comes in. It goes, oh, so we want to get to 70 million in the G rank, right? Because if we're looking at ETH XEN, we need to 2x this because that's how many, and we need to do it in the next 476 days because we got to do it before our term ends, right? That's where the money comes in, where it's like, all right, well, how much is it to make? Like, oh shit, the Gwei's at 3. Well, I'll wait for it to go lower, but now you're losing time because now you're waiting for Gwei to go lower. So you're automatically losing time, which means you're losing supply because supply and time are tied in with each other. So I know ETH XEN will follow. The problem again is that the people who have most of the supply, the market makers, they control the market forever. And they're going to control it forever, dude. They're never going to not let control it. All you can do really is stack it until 2029 and beat them, which is a nuts game. But think about the people in Bitcoin that actually just never sold. You can do this right now because we're still in hyperinflation until 1500. So right now at 2000, it's a every man for themselves. It doesn't become a group activity until 1500 because that's halfway through the AMP, which makes that's like the actual indication of like we're tipping, like we're going over the curve. It's getting ready to flatline. And then as that 1500 goes down and down and down, that's what I'm saying. It's going to become more and more community oriented as people compress themselves into how is your strategy working? Because we don't have all this inflation anymore. And like, I need to know how you're trying to navigate inflation, right? More and more community. It's natural. It's some good tokenomic shit for XEN. But again, the question is does this liquid supply 2x when there's nobody around because nobody's making C ranks? Because it costs money. It actually costs money to make XEN. So the speculation or the risk is higher to make XEN on Ethereum. Right. So on ETH, dude, like ETH is dead as fuck. 2000 C ranks. Oh, man. Damn. Yeah, it's over for Ethereum right now. I mean, it's not over for Ethereum because it's actually very bullish. That means like in the future, there's really not going to be no XEN. We have to live through this period. Nature created this period. Damn. And still people aren't minting. That's actually pretty crazy too. Yeah. This is the natural side of XEN. If people don't make it, C ranks fall. And this is what I was talking about. Now, when you make a rank, there's not going to be a lot of distance. So you're not going to get a lot of XEN naturally. Right now you're under the pressure. The pressure has changed. Oh shit. I got to pump the C ranks. Fuck, how do I do that? Right? Or your XEN, your mint is fried. Right? Your mint is not going to be grossing. All this hyper speculation, I wonder if it's short mints or far mints. And that's why I hate going deeper into XEN because there's that part, that gray area. Like we'll never know what's far and long. I know that there's a lot of different things here in XenPub, and he's trying a lot of different things to try to get this data out. So shout out to Yosef. But yeah, with the inflation, think of it this way too. We just had a lot of lull. Like the same thing that happened right now, very fast. It happened all year last year. So this is why there hasn't been much inflation in ETH. If you look at the liquid supply, you see it like tapered off for like a split second because that was all of this. And then it's slowly gone up and at 20 trillion over the last few months because of this. I think it was this February zone. We're living through this right now. Yeah, right here. So we're actually living through this inflation. Right. May of last year is when a lot of people were minting, but we're not going to see that until August. So in August, we'll see all this inflation. But all of the current C ranks, 20,000, 46,000. Like, that's what we're living through. And it's just little spikes. It's about to get really small right here in March. So I don't expect this liquid supply to pump any further. I think what's going to happen is we'll probably see the staking, but this is what's funny about XEN is so many people are like, again, PTSD from high gas. So they're not going to stake it. This nature. They're like, I don't want to stake over there. The fuck? Like, I'm going to have to pay more money maybe to take the Zen out. Like, what if the Zen isn't worth anything? So now you have the lopsided staking liquidity. So yeah, ETH Zen is for burning, bro. I don't know if, I mean, we can join the ideology, but I'm sure a lot of it, like, how do you say this? Like, if you mint it, you're going to want to burn it. So if you want to burn Zen, you probably want to be minting it right now, because buying it, you're going to be so tempted to trade it because it's going to have a great discovery phase, right? Not a lot of it is staked, so the discovery can happen easy. Whereas, like, again, on OP's end, most of it is staked, so the community is like letting the price dump, but it's just getting to a point where you can see mathematically it's getting to a good trade zone. I mean, it's already there because it's below the 40. It almost got oversold, and that's why some people had to go and buy some, because it's like, oh shit, y'all really out here. But now we got to see if it's gonna dribble on this, right? Like, you want to see it like since this is such fair crypto, we can actually plan this shit out where it's like, oh, if the community likes this, hold on, let me it's like, if the community is about it, then technically this should just go up, you know, and maybe it gets here, it goes down to here, it goes up to here, it goes down to here, then tries like something like this, right? Like, that would be ideal. But maybe there's a lot of people who don't believe in Zen, and actually this is just a top. So it's going to go down and go up, then go down, then go up, then go down, then maybe go like that or something. We'll change the color of that one to red. So we hope that that red one doesn't happen. But essentially, like, yeah, like, this will be your two outcomes. And you got to ask yourself, like, which one isn't? Like, are we going to get a double bottom and like a pump fake? Because that's where we are. There's not enough supply to dump it. So it's got to be someone who comes from the staking class and needs money or something. That's what I'm thinking. Like, oh, I need 10K right now because I can get it out of here. Can you get 10K? Oh, you can't get 10K. So that might be another thing that might be helping us here, since people can't get an excessive amount. It hodls off like whales from dumping. Because, yeah, what's $5,000? Like, but if you really needed to, you could go and, you know, take it out. And that's why it would be someone who has like $1,000 worth of coins. I don't even know how much that is, bro. It's like, what's $1,000? Yeah, so if you got like 223 billion OPs in, you should dump it. Take your claims. There was only 5 of these in here. Like, think of it like this. If you need money, I need money, you probably want to sell right now before anybody else. Because if someone else comes in, the first person to say, I need money, the PvP, you lose. The first person to show, I need money. But it is set up really beautifully for like what I'm talking about. Like, the community joining in, you know, ring around the rosy, buy hodl stake. We're going to the moon mission. We're going to tell people to come get in OPs in because the amp is stabilized. So we can go and tell people, yo, you should get into this, and it will cause a chain reaction. It will do the degen thing. It is the meme coin. It is the utility coin. You know, it is trading number 9 on Optimism right now. OPs in is literally here for the turn up. But we'll see. If you need to get to it, it's pretty easy too. You can use this thing called Squid Router. That's what I use. Have a nice swap. That's a funny tag. Bro, how long have I been streaming for? Oh, okay, I gotta get up out of here. It's time to go to, gymnasium. Everyone in Zen needs money. Man, I hope now. What's up, more crypto? Hope y'all got some bread or some Zen. Shit, that's what I mean. You got money if you got Zen because you can sell it. But if you don't have no Zen, then yeah, you ain't got no money. And that's kind of what's funny. See, the thing about Zen is you leave your participation in the G rank, which I also think is hella funny. Like every other coin, you can jump in and jump out and you're like a ghost. But like in Zen, we add you to the G rank. So technically when you leave, when you come back, you're your own enemy. It's like, oh shit, I should have never interacted with this, or oh, I should have kept the Zen. Like that's what people are always going to say when they show up to the G rank gate. Either they are happy, they're like, yo, what's up? I'm back, bro. Yeah, I'm minting again, bro. Or, they're coming back like, man, I can't believe I sold my shit. Like, or I can't believe I held my shit and I didn't sell it high. And now I sold it low and now I'm back to make new. It's like, why did you even sell it? You should have burned it. Like, I know, you know how I go, bro. That's the gate. You know how it go. But yeah, if you were selling your Zen, you should be up because you should have been able to diversify, I guess. Or if you had Zencat, Emoji Dracula, we've had some bangers over the last few months that have been able to support. Or if you had Bitmaps was crazy support in 24 as well. Maybe that was 23. No, that was 24. I think it was 24. I don't remember. It's 25 now. But yeah, like we can see it over here. The resistance to make Zen on Optimism makes it desirable. So you have G ranks flying up in a 24-hour period up to 1.2 million. Like you don't get that on Ethereum. Like, and that's just because of the gas. Like nobody wants to make it like that. The people who did it, who were pumping the G rank, I don't know why. They were also speculating. But now, like, because Jack said what he said, those that were speculating are giving up. Classic crypto shit. They're selling their Zen. They're stopped making it. You're seeing all the oscillators pop off right now that like this is the best time to be a Zenian. Right now. Like this is when you're gonna learn the most. Like if you've ever been waiting for the portal to reopen, it just did this weekend. Like last year we did not have this. Yeah, go listen to this space, Simple Space. I'm not gonna play it right now, but I'll post it on my X account. You can go and look at it. I burned a lot of Zen, so I should be good. Hell yeah. That's what you had to do. Just burn a bunch of Zen. Or in your respected chain. Like this is the other mindfuck that I hope people take advantage of. And this is going to the P.Zenians. Because this is for y'all. This is y'all mindfuck. It's up to y'all if y'all gonna do it. And I don't know. I'm not in the community, so I have no clue how they're feeling over there. But theoretically, Pulse Chain Zen should eat all the Pulse Chain because it's a better experience. Like the UX from P.Zen into X1 should be more robust. So technically, I do expect a lot of burn points to come out of Pulse Chain, but I don't expect people to make new Pulse Chain. If that makes any sense. That's why I'm bullish on like OP Zen and base. Like I'm looking for the chain where people will keep minting the Zen. They won't give up on minting Zen after the X1 Genesis. But there are going to be really good chains that have Genesis FOMO, where people are going to FOMO the Genesis of X1. And I think Pulse Chain will be one of these FOMO chains where it will be high. And it will come from first mover advantage. Cause I mean, I don't really pay attention to like the supply or anything, but what I have seen or what I can do when I first look at a blockchain is I look at how much is staked. And since Pulse Chain has such a little amount of stake compared to the liquid supply, that instantly lets me know that if I go down and look at the G rank, then it's probably not increasing. Like it's probably been stuck at a specific area. And that's what you see. It broke 2 million G rank November 26, 2024. Okay. So it's been a while, and it hasn't even reached 30 million or 30 million more C ranks. So you can instantly look over here. You see what I'm saying? You can instantly look over here and see that this is a dead network for Zen, but it's supposedly the biggest network for Zen. So I think that's like actually bullish for PZen, because it's got this mental warfare that is actually the best place for Zen, but it's the worst place for Zen. And that if you have Pulse, yo, this is up. I would be turning, if I had Pulse, man, I'd be turning that shit into PZen and front running the FOMO, because people are gonna want to burn it over here because they have Pulse Chain. And when we look at the burn numbers, Pulse Chain it doesn't have the highest burn amount, or like it's trying to catch up type shit. So it's probably going to turn up, and people will find themselves there. So if you're in PZen, I'd recommend, or I'm not recommending shit, but I'd round the band together and try to make a play over there and try to increase your G rank. But again, you got the native, and I don't know how much it costs. Like how much is a VMU? Let's look at a Zenmon estimation calculator. I still think that PZen is going to be the dark horse that pumps hard. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. I mean, it's just because it owns mindshare, but I don't know if it owns value. That is where I don't know. Because think of it this way, when you burn your PZen, you're competing against people on base chain. So this is where I'm curious if Pulse, can come together to try to make a competition, essentially. Right? Because and this is where it might get weird, because your community might reject it. And we've seen that on many Zen chains. And if you can bust through that rejection, you're up as fuck. Fuck them all. But they might not want PZen to be successful. And this is just FUD for the PZen that you got to beat, because they're going to tell the hexicans and the pulsicans this FUD. And you can go with the math to tell, like, yo, all of the supply is here. Like if you start buying up this supply, like if someone came in with 5,000 right now and just bought up all this fucking PZen supply, this shit would go crazy on Pulse Chain, and that's why it's like, yo, what the fuck? Like, where they at? Like, it's much harder on the Ethereum ones, because ETH is everywhere. You got to earn everybody's fucking trust. Like, Pulse Chain is Zen. So there's no trust to be, earned. It's just getting enough people to understand. And then that's how you really dark horse this to the next level. Here, let's see. All right, cool. This worked. So I think on PZen you can get 128 VMUs in a block. And right now there's not many people making C ranks over there. So we'll just say like 25,000 wallets come after you. And then what's the max term? 515. So right now on Pulse Chain, you make 2.1 billion for $5.76. Holy shit. That's at 4,000 beats, or 4 million beats. So it's at the bottom. It's at the bottom of gas. Man, y'all are paying way too much to make Zen. All right, when you really look at it, it's like you're paying for the block space. So it's like, damn, $5 for a block space? Shit. Damn. Like, what? Yeah, that's the bottom. But if everybody started turning, y'all know, if everybody starts turning on fucking Pulse Chain, the gas goes up viciously. So you're all in competition with each other over there. So it looks like it's still spiking a little bit. Damn. That sucks. I'm gonna keep it real, bro. That is way too much money to make some Zen. Like you could literally make it for 17 cents on base chain, and you can make it for no money on Optimism. Like nothing. Like if you really get it, if you really tap in on Optimism, you can get this shit for 4 zeros and a 3, and that shit is literally, it costs no money, bro. Makes it. So this is the part of the category of production where I do think people will say, I'll pay $500, right, for XEN, which still sounds crazy to me. Like $500 for some block space? God damn. Like, that's at 5 Gwei. Like, what if it goes to 10? But again, it's whatever you want it to be. It's your discretion. Okay. So, you know, it's on your discretion. But yeah, look at everything. We do it for the VCs. VC's gonna be twerking for X1 chain because there's gonna be actual users. And the game theory on XEN is so powerful that it's gonna bring in people into VC worlds. And that's where I'm saying you might actually see some VCs come into XEN, but they're gonna come where it's accessible. They're not gonna probably go to, like, you know, where it's not accessible because there's no grant money and it's expensive. Man, it is so expensive to make XEN on Avalanche too. $3, man, that is expensive. Y'all are rich. I'm not that rich, but till next time, fools. Stay easy. Peace.